Strategic hydration. And now you're thinking, well, what is that? It's a water bottle. What do you think it is? But strategic hydration is some good old Gramma wisdom. Liquids and air travel. 2 words that make me think of another one. Antithetical. Big word, eh? Pretty good. Basically, contradictory. At least for me. Seriously, when you're flying, you need some hydration. The air on the plane is drier than a cracker-eating contest in the Sahara. Now, it's much like Goldilocks. You remember Goldilocks and the 3 Bears? There's too much, too little, and just right. Now, if you have the world's biggest bladder, this doesn't apply to you. I don't. You don't want to be crawling over your neighbors every 5 minutes to go have a pee. And then, when you're walking down the aisle, on the plane, and you hit turbulence, all of a sudden you're in somebody's lap. That's very, very embarrassing. Then we have the bathroom itself. Yuck. It's like a crime scene in there, and someone needs to go in and test the liquids. Now, at this point, I will remind you that maybe you didn't know to begin with. This is part 2 of air travel. I have a part 1 video, and I have a little rant about the bathrooms in that one. The link to that probably is in the description. I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm still filming the video. Or it might be on the end screen. And when you're done, you could watch it. You might have a laugh. And you might learn something too. You never know. Anyway, keep a mental tally before your flight and during your flight of how much you're drinking. I personally tend to run a little on the dehydrated side because I otherwise would pee a lot. Now, it sounds kind of contradictory. Oh, I said that already earlier in the video. Maybe that's why it's on my mind. I take a water bottle with me and I fill it once I'm through security. I take sips as I need it. I don't chug the thing. And I have it in case I have to take a pain reliever or if you have prescription meds that you need to take during the flight. I do find that sometimes flying can give me a bit of a headache. If you don't already know, I am just full of hints and good old grandma wisdom, so I took all my restraint not to go up to some teenage boys and tell them they were headed for some trouble. I had a family emergency thing that I had to fly for, and I was at my gate very early, and I like to do my crosswords, emphasis on the easy, do my crosswords, and I people watch. Now, I happened to be across from the bathrooms, convenient for me, so there were a lot of people to watch. And it was very busy, especially for late at night. A group of teenagers came by at some point. They did have a couple of adults, and I was really glad they weren't getting on my flight because they were a bit noisy and I was getting on a red eye. Anyway, after a few minutes, 5 of the boys came back and they were in front of me. Right in front of me. There was a recycle bin and garbage bins between me and the bathroom. It was a big area. They were chugging down their drinks. Oh my goodness. They wanted to get them into the recycle or garbage or whatever they needed to do before their flight. Oh my God. How many times are those kids going to have to pee? I'm telling you. Live and learn. Another little thing I'd like to talk about is food and snacks. Now, you can buy something on the plane, but not a lot of people seem to do that. A lot of people will grab something once they get through security, and people will bring something from home. Now, here's a little side note. If you're ever flying on a plane and I'm, one of your seat buddies, seat neighbors, there's an awfully good chance that I will have brought enough food from home for everybody near me. I just kind of like that, And now we have to get a little serious. Let's talk bringing food from home. Please keep the smells to a minimum. In my part 1 video on air travel, flying, I talk about feet and smell. Also, remember, on a plane, we're dealing with recycled farts up there. You bring a tuna sandwich from home and you risk extreme judgment. I'm talking to within an inch of your life. It's not good. Do you have a favorite snack or a go-to food that you like to bring for flights? Drop it down in the comments. We'll talk about it. Better not be tuna.
I'm so old, I remember years ago when I used to fly, we would get a meal.
Wasn't always that good a meal, but it was ours. We didn't have to bring it from home, and it was included in our price for the flight, even economy.
Oh no! What happened? Watch my video about overhead bins to find out.
I nearly forgot. I wrote a little book. It's called Snacks and Slapstick: How to Survive Your Next Flight. It's a really funny book. You can buy it wherever books aren't sold. I'm so old.
How old are you?
I remember we used to get little salt and pepper shakers and real cutlery. Good times. But nowadays, with the amount of room you have, I don't know where you'd even put a meal if they gave you one. Oh, goodness sakes. Anyway, there's more. I have 2 other videos. This is part 2. I have 2 other, part 1 and part 3, or part 3 and part 1. There should be end cards here. And you can watch those to get my, kooky take on air traveling. See you next time.